Hey there, this is Arnold98 and welcome to my instructions tutorial video for Lockdown from Transformers Age of Extinction. Of course, this guy was the winner of my vote, and I did promise I would get his instruction video done by the end of this year. And yeah, I did keep my promise. Yeah, so once again, I'm back at home. I just got back today. Yeah, I took the bus back, so I'm kind of really tired, and I'm seeing Rogue One with my friends later today, which is going to be fun. So, yeah, this video might be a little inconsistent because I did film parts of it back in my dorm to save time. But yeah, whatever. So this guy is definitely one of my favorites of the year. I'll do a top 10 or top something video of my Transformers later this year. It was a vlog showing some future videos. Coming soon, I guess, few days, something. Yeah, and what's been going on. Yeah, this guy's my favorite, just like mainly because like all the engineering that went into him, how I was able to like make him turn from a tiny car to a large robot, just like who he does in the movie. Though he's not quite like leader scale to Optimus. The more I think about it, people are complaining how like why is Lockdown turned from a small car to a huge robot. Animated Lockdown kind of did the same thing. He went from a deluxe scaled car to like a Voyager scaled robot. Just the toy just really executed that pretty badly. And I was glad to fix them up with my Lego version here. And yeah, I hope you really enjoyed these instructions. Have any questions, comment below. And one disclaimer is this guy is much more complex than B and Crosshair than all my other Lego Transformers, and he might be frustrating for some people, so you might want to think twice about building him. Especially when you watch me transform him back into car mode. Things have to fit like exactly, and it can be pretty frustrating, but it gets easier with time, just like with the other Transformers toys. Yeah, that should be it. Let's start with the parts list. Alrighty, so here are the non-dark gray parts, secondary color, mainly black and light gray. They're usually mainly black or light gray either because I couldn't find Lego never made the dark gray version, or I just wanted some extra detail. And also the windshields are black, so anyways, let's start. Here I have 4 tires, of course, my usual ones. I've used them being crosshairs. These orange studs are kind of optional. They do add a bit of detail, since in the movie Lockdown's car mode does have orange brake pads for the rear car. I think they're even painted on the deluxe toy, which is interesting. The droid arm, 4 pearl gold studs for a little bit of detail, extra highlight color. 3 droid arms. Doesn't really matter what color, just don't make them too obvious. And 4 cheese slopes, 2 in clear and 2 in dark red and trans red for the front and rear lights. Then you have some clips. You do have a lot of studs. These are all black. These 2 1x1s. And one important detail: you do need 3 bars. 2 of them are like the longer kind. I don't know like the millimeter thing, but this one is definitely shorter, and there's a reason why it's shorter, necessary for this to be shorter. So there you go. 2 long ones and 1 short one. I don't know the distances. You could probably find it on Bricklink. And the clips, lots of these, and these things are the 1x2 curved tiles, in case you couldn't tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. And on the side that couldn't fit, there's an inverted bracket and 2 normal brackets. 1, 2, and everything else here, Travis brick. And the 1x1 with just 1 stud here, and 1x3 bricks here. And one thing is, these Lego recently released them in dark bluish gray, which would be really helpful if I got a hold of them. But you can replace them with those if you happen to find them. More pieces. There's a hinge here. There you go. And these are 1x1 tiles. And of course the ball joints. Well, these are dark gray, but they're ball joints, so I left them out. You need 2 of these newer ones, which only have just 1 bar here, 1 cup, or ball, I meant. 5 regular ones, 2 of these, and you can easily see them. I don't need to point everything out. That should be it for all these parts. And I, of course, forgot one thing. You do need an extra 1x2 plate. I left this out in an accident, and yeah, just to let you know from the previous part. So you should have 1 extra one of these too. There you go. And now for dark gray, the majority of the parts here. And show you much self-explanatory also. Once again, these are the curved tiles. You can tell by their sheen on camera. Just in case you mistake them for the flat tiles here. And you do have a lot of stuff. And these you can't see because of shadow. You need two of these normal ones, not normal ones, but two of the ones that face outward and two of the ones that are kind of sunken in. You need that. Yeah, the shadow does kind of make it hard to see. And the 4 cheese slopes. Bunch of clips and little things, headlamp pieces, and these round studs. 5 of these brackets, 2 here and 3 over here that couldn't fit in, and these things. I don't know what they're called, cheese slopes with an extra thing coming at the end. And that's it. I don't know. I feel like this guy has much less parts than my other Transformers. Probably because there's not much variety of colors. But that should be it. And here are the parts stated for lockdown's weapons. I just separated them just in case you want to make lockdown by himself or without his gun face and stuff. But yeah, these pieces here are for his hook and his mask or face shield, helmet thing. And they're pretty simple. And this is all for his gun face. Yeah. You can probably tell. Towards the back here it gets messy. There's a Travis brick here. There's 2 bricks with 2 sides here, studs in both sides. Doesn't matter if they're gray or black, both gray, both black, doesn't matter. I just kind of was running low on parts at this point. And these 2 are just single sided, so yeah, you can mix up the colors gray and black. So, and you have 3 different these rods I meant. Yeah. This is the older type. I think a newer type works well. Works just fine too. Like when this part's extended a tiny bit, and then the newer mold of this piece, newer mold, and 2 lightsaber hilts, 2 clips, 2 different types, 2 of each, and 4 binocular pieces, and that should be it. Now you assemble the pieces and to put everything together for Mr. Gunface. You couldn't tell by the video, a lot of these parts have been mirrored. The only 4 parts that don't have a mirrored counterpart are this lower torso here, upper part here, head area, and the back assembly for the kibble. Everything else has a mirrored part or a duplicate. Just pay attention in the video. But you should tell based on the parts you have on my layout I gave at the beginning. Anyways, let's start with the legs. They're pretty self-explanatory. Hips, they're exactly the same. Wheels on them. Lower legs, make sure this part points out and down. Well, yeah, down. And his little feet go in these little clips here. Clip right in. Little tiny feet. Well, he has really thin legs, but there's his legs. Come on. Alright. And now, it's out of focus. There you go. His main body here. Take this front flap, lower it down. And his head area, these 2 droid arms should peg onto the bar. Right there. They should barely just touch the edge of this part here. Bring that up. And his front chest, you see the side, you can see there's a stud on the bottom to go directly here and here, and the outside of the front headlights should be pointing outwards, and you should have a big gap in the middle, and this is where this piece comes right in and fills that up. Yeah, move it back. I'll position that later. And now in the back, it's back kibble assembly. Put clips in, folds up, and this rotates up, and this boat goes down here. Now for the side windows, clips here, go into here. And for transformation, you can make sure, you gotta make sure they line up here like this. I'm gonna put the other one here. There you go. Now you can fold those back in. And right here, and the arms too. Take his shoulder pads, and this clip should go into this bar right here, right behind the wheel here, and you hang that out like that. And same for the other side. Right, just like that. And of course these 2 arms, ball joint here, ball joint socket there. Do a nice good push. Wouldn't break anything. Some of these are really hard to push in. And this side. And just straighten everything out. And last but not least, just put this all together. You flip the back cable up because this part would go in between this section, and this clip here would go right onto this. Wait, this is the bar and that's a clip. Oh, whatever. You get the point. And just clip, and there you go. Now this back cable should rest over the back windshield like that. And these 2 sides could just fit on directly on the side of that. And straighten everything out. Make sure the legs are all positioned. It could be hard to adjust since they're all on ball joints. There you go, they're locked down. Alright, so here comes my least favorite part of lockdown of all time, is transformation back into car mode. And this is really tricky and definitely pretty annoying at times. Obviously not as much trickier than the Transformers Hasbro put out nowadays. Well, no offense, but simplicity is good sometimes, and it's just kind of just fiddly and not really good for small kids. So yeah, I put a little warning at the beginning of the video, and this might take a while. So first of all, fold his shoulder pads in. It's really satisfying doing that. It's pretty smooth. It just sits on top. And for starters, we're going to start with his toes. Rotate that in and fold the entire foot section up and in, and rotate. That way works too. Alright, where should I start? You fold the center chest down, rotate these chest parts up. You can fold these to the side for now. Just pull the head out on this arm here. Now for the back, it can get pretty annoying. Lift this up, fold this section out, rotate this again, so that, yeah, it's supposed to flop down. These two parts meet up and make a nice smooth area here. Fold this up, close this, and there's a ball joint in the middle. Well, you probably should know since if you made this. Rotate it 180. And you can fold the arms down, make them parallel. That's where they end up in car mode. So, and this section should go in. And oh boy, yeah. Kind of sandwich it together so this flat plate would go on top of the plate, and you can fold the legs down more. And these front sections rotate in. They rotate out just for clearance, and then like step back in to how they were in robot mode technically, except with this section in the middle instead of that chest piece. Right now, alright, fold this over everything just for now. This part should just fold up like that. And the legs should go in. It gets easier with practice over time, of course, just like the Transformer toys themselves. Alright. And now the arms, they're on this whole like sliding mechanism here. If you didn't know, they just shift up, over. Alright, and they go in here. Okay, this is the part, as you can see, there's a little gap here. The leg actually directly fits into here due to that little cut in the middle. It goes over this section here formed by the bracket, so it just slides in like that. Hope you saw that well. But and the same for the other side. You fold this down for now, shift this back. This part will just shift it in there. There you go. And almost last at least, you set the roof down, and of course this thing looks like a big mess. You gotta do a bit of fiddling to get everything in place. Yeah, there's still gaps, so sometimes you just gotta press on certain parts in here. The ball joints will eventually roll into place. My favorite thing is just set it on the ground, just press on it. Just be careful not to like, yeah, that's talking about. It worked well in Bumblebee since he's much stabler. Just pressing down vehicle mode lines everything up, but in Lockdown it kind of gets iffy. This roof section comes off a lot. It's a not very kid-friendly Lego former, obviously, unlike my previous ones. Yeah. But it could still be done consistently, unlike some other Lego formers I've made, which everything ends up in different positions when you get it back into vehicle mode. And alright. You kinda, I don't know, why isn't everything lining up better than I thought? Oh, there you go. You sometimes need to pull it back because I had that extra hinge in there. That's a fair approximation of what it's supposed to look like. Of course, rotate that so it's parallel. Yeah, those weren't very clear instructions, were they? You just watched the original video when I go from car to robot, and you could reverse that, I guess. There you go. It's a nice Lamborghini Aventador. Is that how you say it? Yeah, we'll probably get knocked on for saying mispronouncing that. There you go. His car mode. Yeah, it's pretty smooth, and of course, yeah, very hard to transform. So now we're back in the robot mode. Time to show you how to put on his weapons or whatever. First of all, his claw could just clip into here. Like that. Kind of looks like it's integrated into his arm, but I think in the movie he does have two normal arms. Unlike animated Lockdown, he just has the hook as a replacement. And you can take off his face and replace it with a stud to make his visor. Or you could take it off completely and attach his gun face. There's a huge slot here, and it tabs directly into his face, so it's literally coming out of his face like that. I showed this in this video, but you might have forgot, so like that. And one thing of realism, you could kind of build up parts around him like it's actually coming out of him by opening these two flaps and taking the chest piece, folding it up, and having these two parts close around it. It's like kind of like coming out of his chest. That's what it appears to do in like the movie. And there's Lockdown with his gun face. This should be it for this video. I don't know how you could retool this guy into. I was thinking Hot Rod, but like they have like different proportions. The only thing they have in common is they're both Lamborghinis, but yeah, he is like the Hot Rod has like kind of like wheel jacks thing, like with like the front of the car and on his legs, and like the wheels are in different positions. And we haven't seen too much of Hot Rod yet. I think he was briefly seen in the trailer, I think. But besides that, I don't have any ideas what to turn him into. But I would love to see him, definitely. I would love to see him with his animated colors. That would be just sick. With black and lime green or regular green and some reddish. Yeah, I would really love to see that if you guys could do that. Anyways, this has been the end of this video. My next instruction video based on the vote, it will be Drift. And I might try to push him to finish that video by the end of this year. Instruction videos aren't too bad when I'm doing them at home, actually. Yeah. So yeah, this has been it for this Lockdowns video here. Hope you enjoy him, and he's definitely been one of my favorite Transformers so far, and I really wanted to share this guy with you. And this has been our Untitled 98, and I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully my vlog coming in a few days.